Live from the City of Angels on this Sunday night, you are watching the MMT Sunday Evening Spectacular as it's Dune 2 Fan Fest premiere night across the country, and it's huge. This is successful already. Are you kidding me? Look at these sales. Let's make me small and this big, and here's my tweet from earlier today. These are the four major AMC locations in LA. This is an AMC town, the number one chain theatrically here in the U.S. And we've got Burbank, we got Universal, we've got the Grove, we got Century City. Let's start with Burbank. All these screenings started an hour and a half ago. Here's Burbank, completely sold out. Look, there's not a single seat in there except for those handicap accessible where you place the wheelchairs. That's it. Everything else completely sold. Let's go to the Grove. Look here. Actually, it's Universal. Completely packed. This is the biggest IMAX in LA. Every single seat is sold, and if you haven't been there, you don't want to be anywhere in those first like 5 rows. They're terrible. You can't even see what's happening. I'm going to see TENET tomorrow at this theater, and I'm in the back row. You have to be there. But look, completely sold out tonight. Here we go. Grove, right in the heart of LA. Packed, and that's a weird screen, right? It's not even that large for an IMAX. Someone asked me today on Twitter, why is these theaters not as big as you'd expect them to be? Other than Universal, you're correct. They're not as massive because we just don't have the space here. I mean, we used to have ArcLight. That was a massive screen. All of those had big theaters. It's gone. Here we go to Century City, completely sold out. Again, no seats, not a single seat. Now, we saw this happen with The Flash. I'm not going to lie to you. We saw this happen with Elvis. Warner Brothers does this. They're smart. They make a ton of cash. Most of the time, they make this AMC A-list exclusive. You can't exclude it, so you cannot use your A-list on this. Therefore, they're making more money. Also want to mention this. Whatever happens tonight in these Dune 2 Fan Fest that are completely sold out from coast to coast, all that money is going to go into the Friday number, not Thursday night, but the Friday number, which will have the Thursday night number plus tonight and then the Friday number. And this weekend's going to be big. Let's talk about how big I think this is going to be in a second. I do want to go to a few more. Look, this is, as this thing got crazy viral today, I've got Denver completely sold out here. Look at this. 2 screens there, completely sold out. We rolled down. There's more Austin. Sean Chandler saying they're sold out. Everybody is completely packed. Wherever this guy is, Melaproto, I don't know where you are, but look, there's no seats there. This is going to be a huge film, right? How big is it going to be? I want your take on it. I'm going to give you my MMT projector now. We will adjust this as we get closer to Thursday, which is the true, opening night, right? It's the preview screenings, but it's opening night on Thursday. So if you didn't get a chance to see it tonight, you'll see it on Thursday. Your thoughts about the film also tonight, come in and tell me here on the MMT Sunday Spectacular. Here's my MMT projector. I've got this thing at 85 million for the 3-day debut. Now, and a lot of you are going to say, why not 100? Oppenheimer opened to 82. So here's the thing. Dune 1, we can't really even use as a comparable because we were still in that theaters will kill you if you go. And that, of course, scared off a lot of people. And as such, you didn't get the normal number you would, still 400 plus million worldwide on that film. I saw it at the theaters. I didn't watch it at home like everybody who was masked up going, I don't know if it's safe. So this time around, we really don't have that. There's a few weirdos still doing that stuff. And if you want to, that's your deal. Go for it. But we're not going to live in fear ever again. It's never going to happen. So Dune 2 is excluded from all of that mess. So now you have a situation where it can just flow freely and make as much cash as possible. But listen, I mean, Oppenheimer at 82 with Barbie that opening weekend. Now, granted, did Barbie siphon off some more money from Oppenheimer? I would say no, because if anything, Barbie drove more business to Oppenheimer as part of Barbenheimer. So you're going to say that Dune is going to fly way past Oppenheimer? I mean, listen, here's a couple reasons why the film, I think, is at least 85, because we haven't had anything good forever. I mean, this year's been terrible. We had Argyle, we had Night Swim, we had Lisa Frankenstein, we had terrible films. So as that stretch of really rotten cinematic value has been in place, we now are finally in a spot where the next big film is going to succeed in a big way. It's the wave theory. We broke that out years ago when we started this channel. When you have nothing in the ocean, you're waiting for the next wave. That's where you want to be. You want to be right there when the ocean is totally flat and here comes the big wave. You don't want to be on the other side of a massive film, a big wave that comes through, and then you're the next one up. No, Dune is going to own this, and it's going to have a nice run going for a while because there's not even another big film up until, I mean, is it Fall Guy? There's a couple things in there. Godzilla Kong. We've done that so many times. I mean, really. Plus, that's got to have space because it's a Warner Brothers movie. It's got to be at least 3-4 weeks. So Dune is going to be able to run 85 to start. I may push to 90. I don't know if I want to push to 100. I just have a hard time saying that we're going to go that far past Oppenheimer. Granted, Oppenheimer this is PG-13, so that is significant. So let's just start at 85 and let's go from there. Did you see Dune 2 tonight? Comments come in and you are good to go on the MMT Spectacular. Also tonight, I want to mention some other things coming up. We also have TheMarvels. I read an article from Collider that I could not believe. We'll discuss that momentarily. Ballerina, the John Wick prequel in between 3 and 4. Ballerina, Ana de Armas. That film's in big trouble. We'll tell you why. Also, all of your comments on this Sunday night box office. I didn't do the box office show this morning. We'll do that towards the end of the show. It was a quiet weekend. OneLove won, but it was not significant. It is at 125 million plus worldwide. That's really nice. All right, here we go. Dune 2, your reactions. Gone Girl. You must not be in LA because if you've already seen it, that means you must be in Texas. I like Dune 2 a little bit more than Dune 1. Both have pacing issues. Okay, see, I like 1 over 2. That's me. Apparently, I'm going to be all alone on this. Donald, Dune Part 2 is a masterpiece, way better than Part 1, which is almost perfect. Yes, Hamza, it is the live from the City of Angels. Excellent movie. Going back again. Crash Key, welcome to the channel. Yeah, listen, I was going to go tonight. I had a ticket. I actually canceled because I just saw it on Tuesday, and I think I want to have a little more space. Sometimes you see a movie and you want space. That is where I'm at. I want to have a little bit of time, and then I will do it again probably this coming weekend when I get more A-list. I'm out of A-list. Sold out. Barry 13, wherever you are. Awesome. That's great news. Hamza, Lincoln Square, New York City, sold out. IMAX. I'll bet you it's huge, right? It's got to be. I mean, the New York City IMAX screen, they have to have one that is as big at least as the one at Universal. I mean, I can't even stress how large that is. I mean, it's the regular massive IMAX that used to see at those science centers. It's that kind of size. It's not the rounded deal, like the full-on first IMAXs that you ever had in all those science centers. USC has one. It's not quite like that, but it's big. It's really, really large. I will check it. I'll check it. It's too late now. I'll check it on Thursday when we do this because it's already off, and I can't check the sales because once it pushes and the movie's over, they don't let me look at it. Sold out at Atlantic Station tonight in Atlanta. Awesome, Nomis. Good to hear. Absolutely speechless walking out of the theater unless A24 pulls out all the stops for Nosferatu. That is focus. But I get your point. It's if that's one of the movies. Listen, here's the thing. It's really early. We'll talk about this on Thursday about the awards situation with Dune 2 because as you know, whenever you debut this early in the year, we're in February. It's very hard to carry awards momentum throughout the entire year. Essentially one full year. Tonight's the PGAs. We'll check in and see who won. I know Spider-Verse won Best Animated. We'll see which one. I'm sure it's Oppenheimer. Listen, it's Oppenheimer, but we'll check. But look, you're asking to carry momentum for a full year, right? And also, here's my question, those of you who saw the film tonight. It's not a completion. How'd you feel about that? Because for me, I didn't really love the fact that we now have to wait for some kind of completion. It really ends like the end of a TV season, right? Oh, you've got to wait. Cliffhanger. 116's high. I mean, I'm not saying I can't go there. I'm just going to tell you right now, I'm going to stick with 85, 90. I'm going to hold in that position until we see what happens over this coming week. I'm going to look at pre-sales. We'll do it on Thursday. We'll have a regular Thursday night stream. I haven't won in forever because we haven't had a big movie in forever. We will do that on Thursday. Listen, 70, again, I think the range is probably 65 to 80, 65 to 90. It's a big range. It's another one of these films you get to come in and you don't quite know where it's going to land. So it's a really wide net you're casting, but I'm going to go 80 plus. I think it can get to 85, but we're going to find out. Aaliyah, I think it's too high. Pre-sales are not good. Maybe that'll change. Well, listen, I think word of mouth will be very strong here, obviously. I mean, I don't dislike the film. I just told you I don't like it as much as one. I still highly recommend the film. It's the best film we've had this year, which doesn't say much. But, word of mouth will kick in. I still think some of you might be overestimating the Dune brand outside of film Twitter, and certainly Denis Villeneuve as a director, overestimating, look at his box office success. It's not as strong as Christopher Nolan. So when you're really got to watch. You've got to just temper everything, bring it down just a little bit with this film. And I think 80 is still very high. And listen, it can do a great multiple because, again, nothing's coming up. And as such, you're going to have a lot of space to operate in, which will allow you to bank more and more cash. Joel Pina, good to see you again. It's just got back from Dune 2. Agree with the pacing issues on the front 45. Christopher Walken was kind of goofy. You saw the same movie I did, Joel, so I appreciate that. No, it's good to see because I really was kind of checked out in that front 45. I told you the woman next to me was on her phone at Warner Brothers. I'm like, why are you on your phone at Warner Brothers? I mean, it's weird. Is it IMAX at Lincoln Street is the biggest. Next time I come to New York, we're going to hang out, Dolce. We'll have a drink, and I'll go hang out at IMAX, and we'll measure the screen. Also very different from the book compared to the first movie. More changes in general, some for the better, some of it for the worse. I did not read the book. I cannot state the changes. Ask Gore that. My God, that dude, he literally is a religious fanatic about Dune. But not for me. I just watched the film, and I think that it really, because he decided to make 2 movies out of this, he stretched everything out, right? I still think 1, remember, why did I think 1 is a better film? I think for a few reasons. Certainly it's more meditative, which I prefer. I like a film that is very slow almost in its approach, right? I mean, look at the movies I love. Atar, Decision to Leave. You look at After Sun. These are not sci-fi bangers, right? These are slow character studies. They are relationship grounded films, and that's what the first one had more of. Also, you don't have Oscar Isaac. You don't have Jason Momoa. Those 2 are very crucial just as presence, right? When you look at Oscar Isaac, one of the best actors that we have working today, and Jason Momoa, for all the flack he gets, look at Fast X. He injects so much personality into a film, and you see that with this film that needs that. You need to have a little bit of comedic relief. And he also physically looks like a badass. So you have that package that's missing, both of them. It does affect the movie. Sold Out, Dak and Black in, I love the name, in Richmond, Virginia. Awesome. Love to hear it. Chris Tyler just got home from seeing Dune 2 at Lincoln Square 13. Best theater I've ever been to. Butler was the best part. Fraser and Zimmer are locks for cinematography and score. Listen, and I'll get to part 2 in a second. Butler is the best part. I'm glad that we're seeing the same movie. It sounds like you guys are watching Dune 2 the way I saw Dune 2. Butler's, lights out. When you finally get to him, about an hour at least into it, we get that introduction, you get the gladiator. That whole thing is fantastic. That's where the film really opens up. I want to mention one thing, and I'm going to bring this up on multiple streams, and I think it's a big mistake by Denis. And I'm not going to ruin it if you haven't seen the movie. This is not really a spoiler. I mean, it's not really, okay? Let me just explain. When Chalamet first rides the worm, when you first get that, him surfing the worm, why in the hell, if you're the director, do you have another character riding the worm before Chalamet rides the worm? You've seen it, right? If you haven't, just wait. You'll be like, wait, the whole point of that is that you get to discover what that's like and see it for the first time as Timothy does. Not here comes in a transition shot, someone else on the worm. There they go. Some people on the... I don't know what Denis was thinking. I have no clue. I can tell... See, these are the things, guys, these are the things that if Warner Brothers would have brought me in, like Barbie, remember I told you I would have gotten rid of that whole opening. It's gone. It is eradicated from the film. And I would have said, Denis, what are you doing? Why are you showing somebody else on the worm when we want to see Timothy for the first time and we see the worm emerge? We're like, holy shit, that's the first time I've ever seen it. Why are you exposing that early? That's a bad decision. It's a really bad decision. These are the things you got to pay attention to and go, excuse me? What did you just do? And here's the thing, I shouldn't be sitting here on a stream bringing this up on a Sunday night. It should have happened a long time ago in the editing room where someone said, Denis, why are you showing someone else riding a worm before Timothy does? That has to be the virginal experience. What are you doing, bro? What are you doing? All right, we'll get back to Dune in a second, but I do want to get to Tenet. As you guys know, I am the reason that Tenet is back in theaters. And some of you are laughing. Some of you are guffawing right now. And guess what? I am going to show you that I am 100% accurate as always. Give me a like when you see this if you haven't already. Looky here, everybody. This is my tweet I sent back in August. Hey, guys. I have a great, wicked idea. With the massive success of Oppenheimer, who'd be down for Warner Brothers giving us Tenet and IMAX for 1 week, sometime in the next couple of months, or February? Many never got a chance to see it in theaters. Let Warner Brothers hear it. Yes, indeed. The reason Tenet is in theaters is me. Listen, I told you guys I sent the emails to Warner Brothers. I showed them before. I'm not going to do it tonight. If you were a jury and you saw this tweet that did go big and Warner Brothers saw it, trust me, I know. Here's my question. If you're in a jury, would you say, yes, he deserves some money? Does Weber deserve money for this idea? Because here's the thing. Why? But here's my problem with what Tenet's going on right now. Why is Tenet not in more theaters? It's only in IMAX in 70 millimeter. It's not even at Burbank. It's only at Universal. It's completely sold out. If you're Warner Brothers, don't you want to max out your cash and have it be playing in this week or these days before Dune 2 hits? Have it at all IMAXs. I don't know what Warner Brothers was thinking. Also, I want to mention this for those of you who doubt my absolute unrelenting commitment to theatrical. Here it is. Some of us drove to Vegas to see Tenet 4 years ago. Look at this, 3.5. There I am. I did go with Gore. I'm not going to lie. We drove all the way to Vegas, 4.5 hours, and I saw Tenet in IMAX. So this is, for everyone's like, oh, there was all scared. Oh, it's dangerous. LA, we can't have movies open. We went to Vegas, and tonight, even though my neck is, honest to God, I feel like I broke a bone in my neck. That's how much pain I'm in. I feel like I need like a neck brace. I don't know what I've done to myself, but other than that, I am alive. I am healthy-ish, and I survived Tenet in Vegas. And you can thank me again for having Tenet in theaters. It should be in at least all IMAXs. At least all IMAXs. That's good to hear people were cheering. It's amazing. I love it. Listen, cinema. Amen to cinema. Anything that gets people out and excited about going to the movies, then I am all for. The crowd loved it at my place. Spectacle. Butler was Oscar worthy. Yeah, he is. He's fantastic. He'll be a very interesting supporting play if they choose to go there. They still cheer Nicole Kidman. Oh my God. I'm so over that. At least give me the edit, right? Don't give me the extended remix. I just need the edited 10 to 15 second thing, not the long. I don't understand. I don't even understand. I'm betting 82 million. I mean, that's fine. I think that's fair. All right, let's watch this video. This is Ballerina. I don't know if you guys saw this. Ballerina is the John Wick 4 prequel. Apparently, this thing is set in the continental John Wick world, and it is Ana de Armas as an assassin. It's set between 3 and 4. Here is Ian McShane. Listen to him talk about this, and this is wild. I love when stars say things they probably shouldn't say. And when I heard this, I go, this is exactly it. This is what I'm waiting for. Did I save it is the question. Come here. Where are you? Where are you? I know I saved it. Maybe I didn't save it. I got to find it. God darn it. Give me a second. So, listen. Yeah, this is when the show comes off the rails. When I had it all lined up, all of it was lined up, and then I hit the wrong thing. All right, give me a second. That's why I need a producer. Who wants to be a producer of the show? I know, Gone Girl, you could do it, right? 100%. Okay, I found it. Here we go, guys. Get ready, and let's bring him up, and let's share this tab, and here we go. Here's Ian McShane talking about Ballerina. Listen.
And then we go on to Budapest, and it's not reshoots, it's new shoots. The new shooting for Ballerina, which is the spin-off with Anna de Armas of the John Wick franchise. It's like they've got to protect the franchise. And obviously, I did it. When was it? We did about a year ago. We did the movie Ballerina, and they've looked at it. And Chad's come in. The guy's directed all the John Wick movies, and they want to make it better because they have to protect. Because Keanu's in it as well.
Okay, so and then Scott gets in there and talks about that Continental show, and it gets kind of. The point is this is great. He's talking about. He probably shouldn't have. We're doing reshoots. They're doing reshoots because when they looked at the film, they go, "It's not good." And now we got to bring the director, because I don't know who's directing this. Is obviously not the same guy that's Chad that's done an amazing job with John Wick. So they've got to go back in and reshoot. He probably has taken over. I don't know if I've told you guys this story. This happens all the time. I have a source that's very high in the food chain here in Hollywood that told me that Doctor Strange was taken out of Sam Raimi's hands and given to just let someone else. I don't know who the hell they got to do it, to have someone else just finish it. Basically, just bring in a director, a gun for hire, and to shoot the rest of the film. And that's what happens in this town. If they don't like what you've done, they're going to go back and reshoot. Go back and look at Solo. Remember, Lord Miller made almost got through the film, and then all of a sudden, Kathleen Kennedy's like, this isn't working out. You're gone. Here comes Ron Howard. When that happens, Rogue One, look at all the things that get reshot and changed. So now Ballerina is going through the same thing. And it just speaks to, I got to give credit to Lionsgate here. If they're looking at Ballerina, and like Ian says in the clip, you've got to protect the franchise. It's not just some random film. It's part of the John Wick universe. So as such, you want to make sure that it's as good as it can be. And Chad probably took over. He probably just said, I'm going to take this thing and go with it because I can't trust what this is turning out to be. Michael, I'm sure the publicist wanted him to shut up. Of course. He's probably sitting there, and the publicist is there in the audience going, oh, shit. But Ian's the kind of guy who's just going to say what you know what I mean? You don't think I would be that guy. That's why they never hire. You're just going to start talking. Someone even said that. They go, we can't show you a movie because you talk. No, I'd watch your movie if it's a test screening, and I'd give you the notes I have. I wouldn't come on here and say, here, of course I wouldn't do that. Yes, exactly. Lionsgate cannot afford for this film to not work. It would be bad. It would do damage to. We know we're getting John Wick 5, right? There's no question we're going to get that film. Okay, continue. More comments in a moment. Let's talk about box office. We did not do box office this week. Normally I do that Sunday breaking box office, but today was just kind of a dead day. So I'm going to do it really fast because there's a few notes about the box office I want to get to, but in general, it was a quiet weekend. OneLove won. Listen, the big thing about OneLove is it's up to $125 million, and that's worldwide. That is a great number for a film that I did not think would get to $125 million. I don't know about you. I mean, come on. Did anybody think already after 2 weekends? Here's the top 10. Let's go over it quickly. OneLove, number 1, 13.5. Demon Slayer, the anime film, 11.6 in second. Ordinary Angels, film I liked. Go check out my reaction. It just does too much at the end. There's too much melodrama added into the film at the end. But otherwise, for a faith-based film, I enjoy it enough. It's fine. 6.5 million in third. MadameWeb dropped 61%. Now listen, MadameWeb dropped 61%, but here's the thing, is that when you look at the number minus 61, the reason that wasn't bigger, it should be 70 or more, is because remember, it opened on a Wednesday, that Valentine's Day. So you had a bigger Wednesday, Thursday than you really a Friday because it opened on that Wednesday. Everyone ran out. Let's go see MadameWeb. Just like everybody wants to see opening day. So that's because the opening weekend's not a true opening weekend. So really this thing dropped even more than 61%. It's obviously a bomb. And by the way, as we talk about that, I want to mention there was an article I'll get to in a minute about MadameWeb that I was quoted in, and I'll pull it up, and then we're going to show, oh my God, I'm going to show you an article. We're going to read a good article, and then we're going to read a terrible article. The one about the Marvels was screwed because of the SAG strike. If it weren't for the SAG strike, you guys, the Marvels would have been a big smash hit. In number 5, Migration 6, Argyle is only at 85 million worldwide. 200 million they paid to acquire that. Wonka, 400 million overseas, 200 plus million here in the States, over $600 million for that film. We're getting a Wonka 2. However you shoehorn it in, it's going to happen. Drive Away Dolls, that Focus movie, bombed. I mean, it was hard bomb. That thing had, what was it, not even 1,000 per screen? It was 1,000 per screen. It's terrible for a 2,000 plus screen debut. Beekeeper 9 and Chosen, the show, just keeps going. That's making money. That Chosen thing's making them money every single weekend. So the box office was slow. The other big thing I want to talk about with box office was Anything But You is now over 200 million worldwide. Netflix, if this were your film, which it could have been a Netflix film, it looks like a Netflix film. It breathes like a Netflix film. It's not great like a Netflix film, but it has 200 million, and if Netflix had this film, it would have 0. So remember, that is bad. That Netflix just can't figure it out. They don't know. They don't care. We've talked about how often we talk about this. They don't give a shit about theatrical, and then I don't give a shit about them, right, at all. How can you? Okay, so here's the MadameWeb article. I was quoted in it real quick. This is a good one. Go check it out. It's in Toronto Sun. It's from Mark Daniel, good writer. It's a great piece. I'm quoted here talking about why did this film bomb, and let me pull it up so you can see it. And I will just a quick quote from me, just to show that I can rattle these things off when I get hit with an email. Can you give me a quote? Why did the film do poorly? Brutal word of mouth was a huge factor here, as the initial review drop was almost unanimously rotten, right? That's rare. For any CBM, you usually see those studios getting help from critics who have a pattern of going easy on films, i.e. shills, but not here. Even the influencer crowd wasn't glowing, something we rarely, if ever, see. Audiences took all the negativity and decided to skip it. Whose quote is that? That person's, it's me. That's mine. Okay, let's go to a terrible, right, here we go. This is a writer who's bad. You ready for this one? Guys, get ready to vomit all over whatever device you're holding. It's time to admit the Marvels box office was treated unfairly. Is it time? Let me just quickly gun through this. The Marvels faced challenges such as the SAG-AFTRA strike and the lack of star promotion, contributing to its low box office performance. The movie was unfairly criticized and faced misogyny before it even premiered, unlike other male-centric superhero movies. This writer, by the way, you know what's funny? This is Meredith Loftus. She writes, she's based here in LA. She might even follow me on Twitter, but I think what's interesting is this. When you go to her account, can you guys see this? It says these posts are protected. I'm like, well, you know why they're protected? Because people are coming after her going, what are you talking about with this shit? This is not, the Marvels was not detonated because of the SAG strike. You're just grasping at straws. This is not a good argument. And when you look at this, okay, so they couldn't promote it because of the SAG strike. Also, it was an unfair battle before it was released because men hated it. And also directed by a black woman. No one has ever gone into a movie and said, this movie's bad because it's directed by an X. Okay. I have never, nor will I ever, destroy a film based on the race, religion, or gender, whatever that may be, of the director. It's insulting to read that. And just because one jackass says, oh, I hate women directors, don't act like everybody says that. Like that's what Twitter does all the time, right? When somebody says something totally stupid and then we all latch onto the one thing. Listen, is there racism? No question. But when we focus on one backward bumfuck who's a racist bitch and we're going to make that the universal thought of everybody, no. It's one backward racist bitch. That's all it is. It's one person. Maybe it's two. Maybe there's some. But let's not act like everybody's like that one backward racist bitch. That's what I'm tired of in this world. Stop doing that, man. Stop acting like everyone's the worst or everyone has the opinion that makes no sense. No, one person has that opinion, not everybody. This article's terrible. It's a terrible article. I can't even go any further. The Marvels bomb because the movie's not good. Not good. Canada, welcome, Giacomo. Welcome to the channel. Byron, your boy Chris Stuckman's reviewing old movies now, allowing him to cherry pick good movies so he doesn't have to criticize. Directors don't criticize other directors. Look here, directors. Listen, I want Stuckman to have a successful film. I hope it's good. But until he actually has a film and it's out and we can watch it, we can't call him a director. He can say he's going to be that's like me writing a script right now. Am I a writer? Yes, sort of, but I'm not. Until you have some modicum of success, I'm not going to call Chris Stuckman a director. Give me a break. I know what you're saying, but you know what I'm saying. Give me a break. Show me the work, and then we'll go. She needs to let it go. I don't know why people want to champion diverse movies when they're bad. I don't know either, Aaliyah. I don't understand that mentality. I don't understand championing anything for any other reason other than merit. I mean, no reason. I would never recommend anything to anybody based on any kind of diversity situation. I would recommend it based on the merit of the project, the merit of anything, a product that I use, anything that I have in my life. I'm not going to recommend, the guy who fixes my car is great because he happens to be African American. No, he's great because he's good at fixing cars. It's like Morgan Freeman talked about that. You want to stop talking about race? Stop talking about race. Why? And I know I'm the white guy saying it, but I'm not doing this again, guys. I'm not going to do it because people make their entire persona that. Literally, that's all they can do. That's the only value. And look, value they bring to the table is when they just bring that shit up all the time. Victimhood and everyone is this. Everyone, shut up, man. Don't be like that. You have nothing to offer if you're doing that. I'm just letting you know you are absolutely making this world a worse place by you being a fragile, victimhood, pathetic human being. Just know that. And I will laugh at you all day because it's embarrassing. It's absolutely embarrassing. Women didn't see the Marvels either. No one saw it because it was a poor film. Where's the article blaming women for not seeing the film? This is what I'm saying. Like, it's cherry picking and selecting your argument based on preconceived bullshit that these people have. I mean, I don't know if it's the way the kids are raised these days. I don't know what it is, but my Generation X, was not raised like this. We just did our shit. We didn't think all of this stuff, all of this race 24 hours a day. That wasn't my thing. Now, again, says the white guy, I went to high school mixed. It was downtown Columbus. So it was all races, all religion. Well, not all religions. It was a Catholic high school. But you know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't make that the thing all the time. Now I feel like that's like people's persona. Like, how is that like that Kendi X or whatever? How is it's like a grift, right? It's like, how can I find some way to stay relevant within the space by making everything about race? Like, I honestly, I would rather be dirt poor than have money doing that. I don't know why. Why am I the only guy with principles who doesn't want to do that shit and make the world actively worse instead of these other people who are like, I don't care, I'll just want to make money? That's the number one problem with this world. I told you guys that. What is number one? Corruption, greed, and people who will do anything for money and don't have any true morals, thinking about what they're doing and is this the right thing to do. Me attacking poor things, me savaging a director, me saying a movie's a waste of $200 million, that's not anything that's destroying society. If you're out there saying everybody's racist, come on, guys. Give me a break. So if anyone even wants to go there, you're being an idiot. So don't me attacking a film or saying this and that. I'm talking about these race baiting people that make a living off of this. It's like, why are you doing this shit? It's really sad. Gen X represent raised on hose water. We would crank the hose on and drink out of the dirty metal nozzle. Or if it had the spray thing, you just barely hit the spray. You put the spray in and just pull that gun just a little, just real fast. Because if too much, your cheeks getting blown out like a chipmunk. Of course, we did slip and slides, which of course was literally just the watered down plastic that you jump on, and you jump on thinking it was soft, and you'd be sliding. You jump on it, break your back like my back feels now, and you would slide down the grass in your little, whatever that thing was called, the slip and slide, was it not? Oh my God. Hard times create tough men. And easy times create soft Gen Z. It's 100% true. Gen Z's soft. Gen Z's whack. They're mentally just not tough, and they're also just all victims. You know, there's that great video that, I don't know if you've seen it. I don't have it in front of me. I'm not going to go digging. Where the guy does Gen X. He runs into the wall and he's like, "Who gives a shit?" Then he goes next gen. Then he gets to the millennials. They hit the wall and they're like, "Oh God, my phone." I have never once, like right now, I told you, I have searing neck pain. Literally, it feels like someone jammed a nail into my neck. And you don't see me on Twitter going, "I'm in pain. My back hurts. Someone please help me." That's what Gen Z would do, because they don't have anything interesting to talk about. I would rather still focus on the movie, still focus on stuff, rather than, "My back doesn't feel good. Will you say something nice to me?" Whenever I see that, I go, it's sad. I see people that I know on Twitter, they do that. And they go, "I didn't have a good day. Can someone say something nice?" Like, shut up. Stop being a big P, right? John Campea took an indirect shot. Whatever. John Campea he's terrible. I would smoke John Campea in a live video. Smoke him. It would not even, I don't care how many comments he has. I don't care how many videos he has. I don't give a shit. Campea, I would destroy you. Straight up destroy you in a live stream. It wouldn't even be a contest. It would be one punch, you're knocked to the floor. The reason you have more views and more subscribers than me, you talk about Marvel shit all day. That's all you do. You're a fucking nerd. You've been doing this forever. You have nothing interesting to add to the conversation. And it's all for views and likes and bullshit. You don't even watch real films like After Sun or Tar or Decision to Leave or Saint Maud. You don't watch any of those things. You're useless, dude. The reason that you have the success you did is you were an early adopter. You're not good. I would beat, dude, it would be a one-punch knockout. I would destroy you. You know that. So don't come after me. You'll lose every time, bro. Even with a bad neck, you'll lose every time, Campea. Give me a break. That dude's pathetic. He's not even good. I will give credit where credit's good, and it's due. There's very few people, though, that deserve it. That's the reality. Like I said, Austin Burke, boring as hell. My God. That other guy who does the nighttime movie talk, he's been around forever. What's his name? He's boring. Oh, my God. Why? Stuckman. Oh, what is this shit? John's is sort of interesting. I think John's is fine. I like John. He's good. But I'm not going to sit here. Yeah, whatever. Campea. Give me a break. Yeah, whatever. Okay, if you say so. I think he's not great. He's not great. And you know the funny thing? Here's a great story for you. Gore, even though Gore and I, are having our beef right now, Gore has said to me, when I say this not once, I'm talking about like 20 times, "You wipe the floor with Campea." This is like when I first started. And he's not, and by the way, just so you guys know, if there's one thing about Chris Gore that I will say, and I don't hate Chris Gore. Chris Gore does not say what he does not want to say. He would never. So I'm not worried. I don't need to worry about it. I don't know. Whatever. Like, who cares? Whatever. I don't care, Barry. It doesn't matter. He's just, that's his whole thing is just MCU shit. I can't even imagine. I wouldn't even want to do this if that's all I had to talk about was MCU. We just talked about the Marvels for what? 3 minutes? Not even. Maybe it was 2.5. I don't even care enough about the MCU to do a channel that's all you talk about. "Oh, let's do a trailer reaction. Look, it's the movie." I don't want to do that shit, guys. Listen, at the end of the day, when I started this channel and I continue doing it, I'm only doing Sunday nights now. I might do a Thursday stream. I'm just going to do it for the hell of it. It's not like an end game. There's nothing I have planned. I'm just in here watching movies and shooting the shit. Truth be told, I'd rather talk about big picture deals than these movies. I love movies. I want to talk about bigger things. There's so many things happening in the world that are effed, right? We do MMT Gets Freaky all the time, and we'll probably do one tonight because I'm getting tired of movies already. I'm done it. I'm cool. We'll do it a little bit longer. Because here's the reality, and I mean this, and this is what Campea, this is why Campea, I would destroy him. He can't do what I'm about to do. The world is in the end game. I am 100% certain. I'm not 99. I am 100% certain that we are in some kind of cycle where people know we are up against the end. It is coming. Whatever it is coming, and they are aware it's coming. And that is why everything is collapsing in real time. This is a controlled demolition to recreate the society that the precious elites want. And by the way, no other film person would say what I just said, and you guys know I'm right. I'm 100% right. And remember that whenever we have that discussion down the road, whenever this shit really hits the fan, Weber was right. Because that's what ultimately that's what this is. It's authenticity, it's fearlessness, and people like Campea can't even offer anything in that space because he doesn't even notice the shit. How do you not notice that the entire world is burning, and that is not an exaggeration? If you can't see it, we are literally headed to a Joker type society scenario. It's not. I can't believe I'm saying that either. When you watch any Batman movie, go back to Matt Reeves' The Batman, we are very, very close to becoming Gotham. I'm not even kidding you. You know it too. It's coming. And you're going to ask me, how do you fix it? It's going to be bad. The only way to fix what's coming is going to look like that A24 movie, Civil War. No hyperbole. It's going to be bad. I'm 100% certain. That's why, here's the thing. That's why all of this doesn't mean shit to me, because I know ultimately, I'm not even kidding you. Tomorrow, I wouldn't be surprised if we wake up and there's some shit that changes everything. Like everything that you were worried about tonight is no longer something you ever have to worry about because this happened. You know what I'm saying? It's not just the internet, Byron. It's the world is becoming unglued. And I watch a lot of content and not a lot of movie stuff, right? I watch movies and we talk about movies. I watch a lot of content from people who are pushing boundaries of journalism. And I'm not talking about political bullshit. Politics is a circus. They are getting you excited and distracted from the real shit going on by Trump, Biden, Democrats, Republicans. This is all fucking show. This doesn't matter. None of this shit matters. What matters is the stuff that's happening here that everyone's like, it's here. How do you not see this? Oh, we're going to talk about Trump. We're going to talk about Biden. No, what's happening is some shit is about ready to go down. And the proof of it is, here's my thing. Okay, let's just talk, because movies, whatever. Honestly, we're good. If we do movies, we'll go back to it. I'm going to tell you right now. Let's talk. Let's talk about this. Why do you think right now that the border, right? However you feel about the border, that's not what we're talking about. It doesn't matter. It's not a political. I want you to answer this question. Why have you suddenly started flooding every country, not just the United States, Europe, anywhere in Europe, right? Italy, England, I know in Ireland, they're everywhere. They're flooding countries with refugees from third world, right? Essentially, yes, right? Coming up from South America, up through Mexico, into America, for Europe, coming across in boats, England, Ireland. I understand. Listen, we're not doing politics. I'm just going to ask you a question. Why do you think that is? Because it's not by chance. It's by design. And if you don't see these things, whether it's impacted you yet or not, if you're not paying attention to this shit that really matters, because the movies are the movies. They're cool. I can't wait to see another good one soon. But ultimately, they're movies. The real movie is what's really happening. And I'm telling you guys, shit is going down. If this were a stock market, it's going to crash. It's going to crash hard. It's going to be bad. I don't know if it's a year. I don't know if it's 2. I don't know if it's 5. I don't know if it's 10. I'm telling you right now, everything is going down. And it's obvious. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. All right. No, yeah. Thank you. This is exactly what I needed. That's exactly what I needed, Michael. Then the Nibiru glasses are on. Thank you. That's exactly what I needed. The amount of power criminals have now is staggering, especially if they utilize technology. Here's the reality too, right? We'll still talk about movies. We can still weave in the Batman and we can weave in Joker within what we're talking about because it certainly fits. If you don't have harsh penalties for people who do illegal activities, you are fucked. Because let me tell you, if you will listen, everyone, here's the problem we have with the world, other than corruption. If you do not clamp down hard on offenders who break laws and do things, let's just start with shoplifting. If you just make it so, you know what, if you steal up to $1,000 worth of shit, we're not going to prosecute you. People are going to steal shit. I think what's amazing to me are there are people out there, some will say liberals, that are like, no, like people have good intentions in their hearts. They would never do something like wrong, it's something illegal. What? Wrong mindset. You need to think that there are terrible people out there, and hopefully the majority are good, but there's enough really bad ones that if you don't have really harsh fucking laws, you're going to be in trouble because the bad people are going to be emboldened, and then there are no penalties, no ramifications for what you do, and then you end up with emboldened, thank you, criminals. And that's exactly the world we're living in. 120% is what's happening. It's and that's why it's like the movies, it's not, guys, I'm not no, I wouldn't last long. McMillan, I wouldn't last long because you know why? I would get on the microphone and start talking like this and they'd be like, this isn't going to work. I don't work well within a system. I work well with realities, and I just say what truth is. And truth is, we can't have a world where this shit is going unchecked. We can't have a world where an illegal immigrant came in and murdered a woman at Georgia University of Georgia, murdered her as she went for a jog. Young girl, prime of her life. I think she was 25 going on a jog. And yet here comes a guy who came into the country illegally 2 years ago and slaughters her. We can't have that. We can't. This is what's going to happen. You guys, it's not hard to figure this shit out. When you just let anybody come in. Listen, man, why do you think we have locks on our house? If I just left my windows open, the door open, I'm not saying shit would happen, but I'm telling you what, there's a good chance that at least it might happen. You have to have some kind of filter process. You cannot just allow anybody to come waltzing in and then go, it's no big deal. And then, oh, here they come. Let's all bus them off to another city. Now New York's screwed. Every city. LA's, I'm sure we're going to be screwed soon. We already have tons of homeless. I mean, how is this going to get better? That's the thing. How is this going to get better? It's not. It's not going to get better. It's going to get worse. Sorry, guys. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, but listen, it's not a political statement though, Barry. It's not political of me to say we can't have just anybody comes across and into the country. You have to have a system of checks. Immigration is not the issue. Unchecked, unfiltered immigration. You can't just have anybody comes waltzing in, man. Because again, you're going by the old tenet I just talked about where everybody's good. No, they're not. This guy who murdered the college student clearly wasn't good, was he? So here's the thing. If he's not here, if we have a system of checks and balances for immigration and that dude doesn't ever get into the country, is she still alive? The answer is yes. So why aren't we doing something? I mean, why aren't we doing something? That's why I sit here and laugh at talking about movies and Campea and Stuckman, because you're doing nothing. That's why you're doing fucking nothing for the world. At least here, I'm at least going to take a chance, take a step across, and talk about shit that is uncomfortable. Sure, we'll go MMT Gets Freaky, because that's totally uncomfortable, because then we're talking about the whole end of the universe. Well, at least our world. All I can tell you is I am sane-minded. I know with these glasses I don't look it. I am extremely critical thinker, and I am not tribal. And I can tell you, as all of those things, that we are 100% effed. 100% Is that what it is? It is kind of like Sully streams. Good to see. I saw that you love Dune. That was good. We can still talk about movies, but I'm just saying, guys, we listen, none of this shit matters. That's why I told you guys. I remember we talked about that last night. If you didn't watch the SAG stream, how many views on YouTube do you need to make? Do you need to get 100,000? Okay, excuse me. Let me get this right. Okay, if you get 100,000 views on a video, how much money do you make on YouTube? Someone tell me. Go. Someone tell me quickly. Go. Tell me. All right, we did this last night. You're new. Tell me, how much money do you make for 100,000 views on YouTube? Guys, go. Come on, everyone, go fast. How much money? Type a number in. Tell me how much money for 100,000 views, which we have never had. We will never have. But because we talk about too aggressive things, it's fine. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Campia can have 100,000. How many? No, Ricardo. The point is this is my point. You're missing the point. You're missing the point, Ricardo. You're going to see the point in a second. $50. Okay, it's a little more than that. Byron, you watched last night. I can't pop you up yet. $10. That would be sad. That'd be really sad. Byron and Hamza, you're right. It's $1,000. So $1,000 for 100,000 views. So basically, for most movie videos, you're not even going to get to 100,000. Even if you're like a big person, you might collectively you might. We're talking about, here's why I bring this up, Ricardo. I don't care about how much money it makes. My point is, why do these people all freak out trying to get like views on these videos for movies when you're making $1,000 for 100,000? And movie reviews aren't going to get millions unless you're Chris Stuckman, maybe an erotic, a few. But most people aren't going to make that much money. So my point is why not use this space for something more productive? Because you're not going to make money at it. So let's talk about some uncomfortable shit. Let's talk about things that matter. Yeah, we can still talk about movies. Of course we can. We just did for the first half hour. But at some point, I don't think it's like, why? Let's use this vehicle for something more important. Let's discuss things that need to be discussed. Not that they're going to change, because God knows everything I just discussed, quote, politics, is never going to change, because politics is all designed to be a show to get you out, to think this shit's actually happening, to think that Trump or Biden or a Republican or Democrats actually going to do something. They don't. It's all controlled. It's all run by lobbies and the dark fucking forces. Guys, the world is not run by Democrats and Republicans. It's run by a group much larger than them behind the scenes. I mean, it's so obvious. How do you not see it? Midnight Mayhem talk. It might be. So, Ricardo, you see, now you get my point. Like, what's the point? I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll take $1,000. You guys want to donate a super chat. But the point is that I'm still going to get on here and talk about Planet X, about weird shit, because no one else will. Oh, Weber's talking about, who cares? Like, I care. Like I'm going to worry about what their opinions. Like, what is the great comment? Was it Franklin who has that quote? He said, other people's opinion of me does not matter. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. So it is what it is. Roughly 10,000 for $1 million. So once you start hitting $1 million, you're making okay, right? If you hit 1 million views every month, you're making 10,000. That's not bad, right? That's good. But my point is most people in the space are making jack shit, and that's fine. You do it because you enjoy it. But my point is I enjoy it, but I'd rather start talking about stuff that's bigger than movies, or at least get into that from time to time. Because the truth is that there's only so much we can talk about movie wise. We've done it. We did it. And we can still do it. I don't want to say we can't watch video or we can't talk about movies. I'm going to show you a movie here in a second, a video of something crazy, and then you guys will go, what the hell? And I'll be like, that's what. Why not do it? You guys ready? Here it comes. It's time. Don't leave. Everybody who's here is like, what's going to happen? It is time, ladies and gentlemen, for the only movie person who ever even dreams of doing this. MMT Gets Freaky. Get ready. It's the Final Days channel. This is our woman that does. Okay, so as you've never watched, This is a woman who watches FAA cameras and she sees weird shit in the sky and then posts it and says we're all going to die. Okay, that's watch this planet. That's a planet. Don't tell me it's not.
The Bible specifically tells us that God's faithful followers
listen.
are not appointed to his wrath.
That's not a lens flare. Not a lens flare. Just real quickly, watch it.
To be
watch the craters.
Worthy to escape his wrath.
The craters are rotating
we
with
must
it.
Be living in holiness.
Craters rotating with it.
A link in the description box below.
FAA cam. It's totally a planet. That's a planet. That I think. Here's my thing. Can I just say what's the truth? Here's what's happening. They're aware that's out there. Just listen. We said that from day one, Donald. This is the Riddler show. It has the same audience. Well, no, not you guys aren't all, killers, but it's very similar. I basically run the Riddler show from the Batman. No question about it. It's fine. I'm totally good with it too. Here's what's happening. You guys ready for the reality? These people behind the scenes are aware that that's out there. This fucking thing. This thing's out here. And I'm here to tell you that if that thing's a planet, we're screwed. And I think it is.
What holiness is.
I'm not going to listen to her. She's like saying we're all going to die, which I'm not saying is wrong. But watch. Okay, watch it. This is actually good. Watch this. Watch this. Watch the craters as it goes. So she points out all the craters, right? She's pointing out the craters. Now watch as it moves. I'm not going to have her tell you we're all going to die. That's what she's going to say. Watch. Okay, go ahead. Play the video. Move it. Watch as it moves. The craters move with the object. Move. Where is it? She's not moving it. Let me okay, there it is. This is from 2 different dates. So there it is. So it's out there. So this thing's been out there as of late. She's like comparing the two. And she's saying, look, that's from 2020. It's the same exact thing at different times from 2 different years. So the point is that this thing's out there and it's been there for a while. So they're aware. They're 100% aware this thing's out there. Whatever this is, whether it's a planet, whether it's a I don't know. There it is again. You guys see it at the bottom? It's kind of obscured. And those of you saying, why can't you see it? There are times you can. I think I saw it a few weeks ago up when I was driving on the 110. I was like, that's it, 100%. Just listen. I'm just telling you guys, just know that everything we've been told is not true. 100% not true. I loved In Search Of. Oh my God, Animotion. I love that show. That show was creepy. They go looking for Bigfoot and all that. This is kind of what I want to do. Let's just do this. Maybe I'll just start a whole stream like on a Tuesday night where all we do is this. It'll just call it MMTGetsFreaky, and that's all we'll do. I'll dig up weird shit and we'll play it and talk about how we're all screwed. She definitely does, Byron. She definitely believes extinction level events coming. Yeah, because there's a lot of channels out there. There's another channel I want to recommend to you guys called My Lunch Break. And what My Lunch Break does is he goes in and looks at buildings that have been around a lot longer than they tell us. So the official history is this building was built in 1850. If you look at the facts, the building's been there a lot longer. He has come to the conclusion, I think a lot of people have come to this conclusion, this is going to blow your mind if you haven't ever heard this, that the world has undergone cycles of essentially, you guys know an Etch-a-Sketch, right? So we draw on the Etch-a-Sketch, then you rip it, you pull it up, and then the drawing disappears. We're living in a situation where every however many years, 400 years, 500 years, 1,000 years, whatever we have written on the Etch-a-Sketch, we rip it up and we place it down and we start over. Only thing is there's a few things left over from the old drawing, such as buildings that survived, let's say, the mud flood. I'm just telling you that there's a lot of truth to that. And when I first saw this, I was in Pasadena about a year ago, and I was driving up Lake. So for those of you in Southern California, Pasadena has a lot of buildings that are really old. Not 1800, 17, I'm talking 1300 old. I'm driving up Lake, and I look, hold on, let's see if I can find it. I look up and I go, what the hell is that church? Okay, watch this. You guys, this church is medieval shit. This church is not, it's not some kind of, let me see if I can find a picture of it. It's crazy when you see this. You'll be like, that's from like the Dark Ages. That is not from now. Hold on, Lake Avenue. Let me see if I can find it. Give me a second. Let me pop it up so you guys can see it. So his whole theory is that this shit has been here forever. So in other words, we inherit the buildings of the past. Okay, I think this is it. Give me a second. Oh, yeah, here it is. Here it is. Watch this. Check this out. So I'm driving up the street. Do you see that thing? Do you see this steeple? I was looking at that, and I'm like, what in the hell is that medieval shit? That's not from the 1700s. That building's been there. I mean, dudes, when you go up and you see this is on Lake Avenue as you go north towards Altadena, I go, what the? Look at the things at the top. Look up. There's a thing, Tartaria. They talk about how there was a whole, basically, world filled with free energy and all this crazy shit. I know it's crazy. Trust me, guys. Just go down the rabbit hole. And I'm telling you, this building's been there forever. It's been there for like 1,000 years. You see it and you cannot unsee it. 100%. I agree 100%, Byron. I think that it's almost like, we talk about the multiverse a lot. Have you guys ever seen that Simpsons episode where they have the multiverse and Homer does something and they stamp it and it goes to every time he hits it, it's like something different, a different reality. I feel like that's what we have almost. We have a world that has been wiped and then built, wiped, built, wiped, built. And I know that goes against a lot of teachings you guys have been told. I'm telling you, go watch My Lunch Break. And I even was thinking this before he started the channel. There's a lot of channels out here doing this. There are a lot of things that are definitely not what we've been told. 100%. I don't even know where we live. I mean, I'm at the point where I don't even know. I know we're alive. I don't believe we're in a matrix. I believe that we are on some kind of realm. I don't know if we're on a planet. I can't answer that. I can tell you they tell us it's a planet. I don't know exactly where we are. I just know that I think it's real because my pain in my neck is extremely real tonight. So I know that it's not a simulation. But it's just one of those things where I'm not sure. And I don't think you better not be sure. I can tell you that. The first light bulb built is still on. Maybe. I don't know. Egyptians like pyramids have been found all over the earth. Exactly. Yeah. No, there's no question. There's no question. All right. We're almost up on an hour. Let's go open questions, whatever you want to do. I did the MMTGetsFreaky. We did all that. It's a why. Listen, man, I don't know what to tell you guys. I don't know, except that it is what it is. I don't want to pretend that the world's okay because it's not. Tonight's kit, let's be happy and celebrate Liverpool, the EFL trophy champions. They beat Chelsea 1-0 today, 1-0. And so I decided to break them out. LeBron's, and look, by the way, do you see the Expedia patch? I added that. This is what I told you guys when I have my football kits, I don't mess around. This didn't have Expedia. I added it with my heat press. That's the kind of nerd I am. I can make fun of Gore for liking Dune, for liking, what's his ass liking MCU. But I am a football shirt nerd. I'm a football shirt nerd. It is what it is. All right, last couple seconds. I told you guys, Hamza, I don't have a favorite. I just like my kits. I like whatever I can get my hands on. And I have over 100 now. It's obscene how many I have. It's crazy. Correct. Correct. I don't know. It is what it is. But I think what you get here, and I'm going to, as I sit here and honest to God, my neck, I feel like someone stabbed me. There's probably a knife, which wouldn't surprise me. There's probably a knife in the back of my neck right now. But I say this, at the very minimum, hopefully when you come here at MMT, you know that you're getting authentic. You might get weird, 100%. You might get freaky. But you're going to get fearless, you're going to get unfiltered, and you're going to get who gives a shit. Because ultimately, like I said throughout the stream, movies are awesome. I love talking about movies. I love seeing a good film and breaking them down. But I also think about a lot of other things than just watching movies. And hopefully that comes across here on MMT, as we look forward to seeing you back here on Thursday for the opening night Dune, probably 30-minute stream. I'm going to make those tight. The stream would have been tight until I started going off on, quote, politics. Whatever, man. It is what it is. I appreciate you guys being here on a Sunday night. As always, it means a lot. And we'll see you on Thursday. And enjoy Dune 2 if you haven't seen it. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'll see you next time. MMT. Peace out. Live from LA. I'll see you next time.